This is the After Take, where we break down each episode of Switched. This episode, we're gonna break down the most recent one, which was Active Shooter. Let's get into it, y'all.
Switch. They gon' learn here today, yeah.
All right, man, this episode was crazy. I mean, it was a phenomenal experience. We were out in San Antonio, Texas with my boy Brandon Herrera and Donut Operator, which many of y'all loved. But with that being said, I want to watch this because there's so many great learning moments and there's also a lot of fun comments. So this is actually where we're going to pull you guys from the comment sections into our videos and going to actually break it down. So let's start the video. Go ahead, Billy. Roll the tape.
No. Stop right there. Take your hand off your gun.
Back away.
Go back up. Put it down.
Hands off of me now.
You guys don't have time to check rooms. You gotta get that shooter.
I'm gonna die.
Drop the weapon.
This is a dangerous nephew right here.
You know what? Your mama is a.
I can't wait for that episode. Stay tuned. I mean, like literally, but this was accumulation of all the seasons. So I don't know if you guys know that, but the intro is accumulation of all the episodes of this season. And when my boy Steven called my boy's mama, boop, man, that's gonna be a great episode. But continue to roll the film.
Was a good active shooter. No, they put me down pretty quick, man.
Switch. They gon' learn here today, yeah.
So what's interesting about Leon, Leon is a good friend of mine. I've known Leon for a lot of time now. But what's interesting about Leon, anytime there's a critical incident that happens involving law enforcement, Leon will usually send it to me. He wants my opinion on it. So he's very, very quick to kind of judge situations or scenarios in the past, not in any type of detrimental way towards law enforcement, but he is very, very critiqueful of, I think that's a word. I hope it is. Look it up. Billy, put up the word for critiqueful and let me know if I'm wrong. But anyways, he is very, very critical of law enforcement. And so by putting him in this scenario, it was awesome because he got to see a different side of law enforcement that he's not really privy to. So let's watch the beginning of this episode and see how it turned out. So I love this new intro, guys. I hope you guys liked it too. So this was actually a crazy, crazy building because this was at the Black Rifle Coffee Ranch. And when we got there, I didn't know what to expect. My boy Donut put us up on the location, and when we got there, like, this was a crazy big house. And so I didn't even know all the rooms in this house, neither did these guys. I don't even know if Donut really knew the extent of where all the crooks and the crooks and or crevices and stuff were. So it's kind of crazy, but it's cool. I mean, I told these guys out there on the set, like, hey, look, when officers respond to active shooters, you're not always going to know what the building looks like. So this was a crazy experience for them. So I do want to break something down real quick for you guys because I got hit up in our comment sections a lot. I got hit up with, you guys should be having the blank rounds going. How could you guys should be making more noises so they know it's an active shooter? Trust me, we know. You got to realize this is only technically the third season of Switch. So we've only been doing this for 2.5 months and you guys can already see the quality level. But yeah, we agree. Like, we're going to be up in the ante every single time we do these things. And for an active shooter, you know, if there's gunfire going on, these officers need to be running towards it. So at this location, we're actually utilizing a company, Unit Solutions, who provided us the airsoft guns, which were phenomenal. They never malfunctioned at one time. But in the future, we're going to have some blank rounds out there, so it does simulate real gunshots. You can go ahead and continue to roll the film, Billy. So we're telling them, hey, you got to go. You got to go. Like, in an active shooter, you don't really have time to, you know, treat this as a regular building search.
He went that way. He went that way.
You guys don't have time to check rooms. You gotta get that shooter.
Shout out to my boy Shay. Shay is the owner of 88 Tactical. If you guys aren't familiar with them, make sure you guys check out 88tactical.com. Phenomenal organization.
Oh, shit. Oh, they shooting.
And here it goes.
I think my wife's back here. Go help her, please. Ah, Lord. Please. It's a white dude. I think.
Down. Police.
So pause right here, Billy. This is a very interesting scene. Go back to that shot. Let me see the still frame. I mean, look, they're in a hallway. What we call these hallways is fatal funnels. And they saw what they believe most likely was a shooter go out that back door. And so what they do is obviously they're bypassing these closed doors and open doors because they want to make sure there's not another shooter. But it's a very, very tough spot. They actually say later, like, man, like, that hallway was scary. So, I mean, if you're an officer watching this, how many times we talk about the fatal funnel, which is the hallways and stuff. It's a very, very dangerous situation, very scary situation. And these role players got to see a small snippet of what that was like. You can go ahead and roll the film.
We have someone down here.
Scenario over.
And my man Donut operator, look at, go back. Or we can't go back, but we'll pause it. My man Donut, you played an excellent dead guy, Donut. I'm just playing, bro. But thank you. Shout out to Donut for having us out. Let's go into the next one. So this was Randy and Isaac, super good guys. Randy's another friend of mine. He's an actor and never been put through training like this. So what I found interesting about their scenario though is like they actually moved a lot faster than my boys Leon did and Greg did. Like they moved a lot faster.
Show me your hands. Show me your hands.
Hey, side note, real quick, pause. Side note, so you guys hear the music in the background? Somebody was in our comment section and said, hey, look, we don't need to put music into our videos and stuff like that. They're good just as is. You know, we shouldn't be doing this for, you know, to get money. They said it could affect our engagement and stuff. No, this actually, it improves the quality, and we want to make sure that these videos of Switch reach a larger crowd. I mean, we want to educate people about the professional law enforcement, so I appreciate the thought of it, but we are really taking into heart every single detail about these episodes because we want the most engagement. We want to make sure that they're fun, but at the same time educational, and so that's why we had that little music in there. I figured I'd throw that in there. So a lot of people don't realize this. A lot of people don't realize this, but Leon and Isaac were actually split up at that moment in time. Like Leon was on one side, Isaac was on the other side. And so in an active shooter, typically you don't want to separate yourself. When you go in with, if it's a two-man team, you want to typically stay together just in case you do encounter a threat. They were split up. We never addressed that with them after the fact, but it was interesting to see. Had some crossfire issues right there. Isaac ran in front of Leon, which was another thing. I mean, Randy. I forgot this is Randy's.
You good? Get on the floor. Get on the floor. Get on the floor.
Okay, get on the floor. Get on the floor. Good. Secure the gun. He's doing good. He's doing good. Secure the gun. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. The replay. My man Isaac just executed the suspect that was trying to turn himself in. So as funny as it may sound, there's a lot of people that caught that. I'm gonna pull up a couple of comments for you guys. I think as I'm going through a lot of the comments I'm reading, a lot of you guys caught what my man Isaac did. And so somebody said that 630 literally straight murders the dude, then doubles down on it in the debrief. And what he's saying is like in the debrief here, Isaac talks about how like, yeah, I would have done it again. Like the dude didn't listen to my commands and he wasn't following my instructions. And so he felt he could have still been a threat. And so that's why he did it. Now, as funny as it seems, I mean, realistically, he can't do that. I mean, we still have, if somebody is attempting to turn themselves in, even if they've just murdered a whole bunch of people, if they are giving themselves up, we still have to go against our natural and emotional response, which would be to shoot them and be able to slow it down and say, okay, we're going to take this guy into custody. So a lot of officers caught that. They said, hey, look, you know, this guy's probably going to go to prison or jail. Imagine if BLM or somebody got a hold of this footage and they turned that in. I mean, they would take all the focus off of the victims that were killed and put it on the officer that executed the suspect at the end. So at the end of this video, so it's kind of crazy how a lot of people pick that up. So yeah, go ahead.
Nerve-wracking like a mug.
Yeah, man, it was pretty intense in there actually.
So we got a special guest with us, my man Cody. What's going on? Donut Operator, the Donut Operator. Check out Donut's channel. It's a Donut Operator, phenomenal guy. Him and Brander Herrera are good people.
When I first saw them come around the corner, one of you went right and one of you went left. That was freaking awesome. And one of you guys saw me, I think, at the hallway right there. And I took off down the hallway. You guys checked on the dude in the corner. You immediately came after me, though. So that was really good. And you killed me as I was coming out the door.
Yeah, I was like, did I get him?
Wow. So shout out to Leon. Leon, you'll see in the next episode, Leon actually, he put somebody else down. So he's a pretty good shot.
We just don't know what you're walking into. You hear screaming, you hear shots. You see someone down on the ground, you don't know if they're faking or if they're with the person.
So I'm like checking bodies to make sure someone's actually dead, and then someone's like, "Oh, come with me." I'm like, "Oh no, hold tight."
Yeah, I mean, it was the same, man. Going in, and the first thing you're seeing is people saying like help, right? But you know, you don't know what that person is. So like my first thing was like, let's clear who we can see, and then try to make our way through the room. But the room, there's a lot of different turns, there's a lot of different doors, and so every time you take a step, you're like, I don't know, man, this might not be the right way to go.
Someone mentioned also clearing that corner like that was wrong. Like
yeah.
Putting the muzzle out and swinging around. Is that accurate?
Yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, but you got to realize if you're doing a methodical search, there's a difference between a methodical search and an active shooter search. An active shooter search, you're just going towards the sound of gunfire, so you may not always be as tactically sound as you want to be because you're moving a lot faster. The reason they're saying that is because if you bring that muzzle across that corner quickly, let's say the shooter is there, they could either grab your muzzle, grab your gun, or you're showing them that you're coming around that corner and they can actually shoot you. So I definitely understand the point that they're saying, but at the same time, you're going to be moving a lot faster, and sometimes that may happen. So it's the reality of it.
Right when the fire started.
Right when I started hearing people yelling.
Okay. So that was like right when you walked to the door, right?
Walked in yelling, and we started looking, and he went ahead, and then somebody yells, "I think it was you. People are getting shot." So I didn't want to just wait, but I also didn't want to walk past the dude who was laying there. The dude who was laying
Let's
there.
pause that real quick. So this is where, remember the whole Uvalde situation and all the controversy? And I called out the officers and said, look, like you have to go towards the gunfire. This is what we signed up for. It's actually kind of cool to see the civilians recognize that and say, hey, look, I don't want to just wait. So, I mean, these officers, these civilians, they went towards the gunfire. Now, keep in mind, this was not real gunfire. These civilians knew they were not going to die. So we know it's a lot different. But still, as officers, we sign up to go towards the gunfire. The moment we start hearing that noise and we start hearing those gunshots, like, that's a decision that we have had to made up way before this incident even occurs to run towards it. And so shout out to those guys for saying, like, look, we heard the gunshots going off and I don't want to just wait. We got to go. So
I just wanted to check him first. But yeah, it was the blood was flowing.
But with the first guy, I was checking to see if you can't tell if they're hurt or if they're actually somebody shooting too. The main thing why I ended up shooting this guy is I was telling him.
Here's where he double and triples down.
Oh, yes, he was.
And he wouldn't turn around, so I said, "The hell with it! I'm gonna put like 3 of them in him."
So that was wow. So he said he wouldn't turn around, so that's why he said he's gonna put 3 of them in. That literally. So every episode of these that we're gonna do, we're gonna have a few moments of the day. One of the moments of the day in this one was, I guess the learning moment of the day was, is when somebody surrenders, you have to still take it for what it is. You got to take them into custody. You just can't execute them. Like in his mind, he was like, he wasn't listening. And he wasn't getting to the ground, and so he was like, I'm just gonna put 3 rounds into him. Like, it doesn't work like that. And I mean, these guys have body cams going on, so you think that's not gonna come out in the media? Of course it's gonna come out in the media. So I think the learning moment of the day for me, and I don't know about you, Billy, when it came to this active shooter one, but I think when Isaac realizing, like, you know what, like, I can't just be shooting people, even if, you know.
Well, I don't know if he ever realized it.
That's true. True that.
He kind of stood by his decision. He can stand by his decision in court if he wants to, but
true that.
it's not going to go well.
True that. He definitely stood by it. But for those of you, and Isaac is a phenomenal guy, so shout out to my boy Isaac. But again, it just goes to show, like, you know, this job cannot be done based on reacting off of our emotions. And that was an emotional response. If you ask me, that was an emotional response. So we can't always react based on our emotions. His gun was on the ground?
I didn't know. I don't know what else he got on him, though.
You didn't know what else he got? Did you know he was a suspect?
I know he was shooting at me.
And how do you know? Because you saw him
He was
specifically?
shooting at me, and then he was the only one in the room when I went to look, and he threw his gun out. And then, so I just felt like if he was willing to kill me 5 seconds ago, what's any different from now?
So does that mean that, I'm just curious, what are your thoughts on, do you think you have the ability to shoot somebody that's unarmed in a situation? Great job by the role player. That was like simultaneously, like, when he shot him, like, the role player went down, like, it was really shot. Yeah.
But I couldn't tell, though. That's why I went after it, because he could have said, hey, that's what you get for sitting here trusting the killer. You know what I mean? This guy is out here actively shooting at me, so.
So were you guys, did you guys hear the gunshot go off inside?
Yeah, I heard 2 gunshots, I believe.
And what'd that make you guys feel like when you heard those gunshots?
That we was on an attack at that point. Yeah. I got off the safety and was ready.
So you went straight from the hood. I see you, Leon. Straight from the IE, baby. With officers, that's what we signed up to do, right? Right, Cody?
Absolutely.
And so that's exactly what we're supposed to do, is run towards it. But is that a difficult decision to make? Like, was your blood pumping at that moment in time?
Hell yeah. There's a hallway. There's doors. You don't know who behind these doors.
So we asked the question, was it a difficult decision to make? And they said, heck yeah. And, what's interesting is like in real life, like those are real bullets. So, I mean, this was fake. They knew it was fake. And it was still a difficult decision for them to turn down that hallway. And just so you know, those airsoft rounds, like they hurt. Like I think Greg took a couple rounds to here, and he was all swollen and everything like that. So imagine what it's like when you hear like an AR, like a real rifle, like a real AR going off or something like that. Like that's crazy. I mean, so they get it. But yeah, let's continue. We'll wrap it up.
You know where they're at? It was like you want to run because you know people are getting hurt, but at the same time, if we're not able to like be the solution, it was like if we die, everybody's dead, you know. So
Another thing, your heart's pumping so fast that all the rooms start looking the same.
Tunnel vision. That's what we call tunnel vision.
This room looks like this. This room looks like that. And then once the shooting started happening, then I was like, all right. Like I didn't even look behind me. I was just thinking this is the guy, so it would have been probably a dumb thing to just start firing at the guy. But at the same time, though, I don't know if he had.
All right, you can go ahead and cut it, Billy.
What's in?
Well, you guys can call that tunnel vision, and Isaac experienced. He experienced it in scenarios. So tunnel vision happens all the time. Tunnel vision is when your eyes go like this, and your vision just kind of closes in on whatever that threat is in front of you, and you kind of like start to discount all the stuff that's going on around you. And Isaac experienced that. So this was, I mean, Billy, what do you think about this episode? I thought it was good, man.
Yeah, it was exciting. It was fun to shoot, and I think, I hope people learned a lot. That's the whole point of these things.
Yes. So the whole point is, like Billy said, it's educational but meets entertainment, and we figured we put the two together. And I've been doing Tillman takes forever, and this was what better way to bring a Tillman take and some training into the mix, so that way people can learn. So what we're gonna do? So we talked about the moment of the day, the moment of this episode, and that was when my man Isaac had put down my guy after he tried to surrender. Man, I guess the learning point for that is that, hey, you can't allow your emotions to cloud your judgments as police officers. And so, but, shout out to all the role players that came out this day. That was awesome. What we're also going to do is we're going to have a comment of the day. So comments of the day, they may be funny comments. They may be, some very insightful comments, educational comments. I came across this one, and so funny. I didn't even know what LARPing. Billy, tell me what LARPing is. Tell our viewers what LARPing is.
To my understanding, LARPing is like you dress up in like knight shining armor and hit each other with foam swords. That's my understanding.
What was that movie where they I can't remember. It's like Daddy Daycare or something like that where they go. Anyways, I think I saw like where they were doing some LARPing. So I never knew what LARPing was. But he says, "Sweet LARPing channel. I used to play with airsoft guns too." That's actually pretty good, but obviously that's further from the truth. This is well beyond LARPing. This is well beyond just a fun game of airsoft. There are so many people that are learning from these switched episodes. So I want to know what you think. Tell us down below what you like so much about these switched episodes. That's how we improve. If you guys haven't noticed, from episode 1 to episode 9, we are continually improving, and we're trying to improve the content. So some of the things you guys saw in this last episode actually came from the comments that you guys bring. And the last thing we're going to do on each one of these episodes is we got to highlight the first. And the first is the first person that saw this video and hit the like button first. And so shout out to Polar Bear 98. My man came on here. He gave us the first thumbs up. Shout out to you, my boy. My boy, you were the one that came on, hit the first like, gave us the first like. I'm actually going to probably go back and debrief every single episode that we've done up to this point, just like we did today with you guys, because this is the after take, and the after take is where we get to kind of break things down behind the scenes and give you guys a little bit more of an exclusive look. But with that being said, we want to know what you guys think. Continue to comment, continue to support, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Am I like an official YouTuber now? I guess I'm official.
Yeah, you're not used to saying that. So
no, I guess I'm an official YouTuber now. I mean, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. But no, seriously, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because what that does, it helps us bump us up in the algorithm, and more people get to see these episodes. These episodes are going to continue to grow. We're going to go all out. We're going to go we're going to try to go super big. So let us know what you guys like to see, and make sure you guys turn the notification bell on, so that way you guys will get information of when the next episode will launch. So as of now, I think we're going to be on par. We're on pace to launch the next episode next week. So with that being said, we appreciate y'all, and we'll see y'all on the next one. Take care.
Swear